Welcome to MTC Studios. Today we're going to cover about business transformation using IoT. This is a three-part series. In this series, I'm going to cover about IoT. There is a corresponding series on Power BI and analytics. So in this three-part series, we're going to look at, in the first, creating business value in the manufacturing. In the second series, we're going to deep dive into driving the fourth industrial revolution using IoT. We're going to go a little more deeper and start looking at the mechanics of building IoT solutions for manufacturing industry. In the third series, we're going to look at getting energy efficiencies and reducing cost. So we're going to look at many use cases, really see how customers have derived these type of solutions and made and transformed their industry. So in the part one, we're going to look at creating a business value in a manufacturing IoT. We're going to look at many trends in the market in the IoT space, as well as we are going to narrow down and look at some of the trends in manufacturing. My name is Rajesh Agari. I'm a MTC architect from a Silicon Valley MTC, and let's dive into this. So what we are seeing here is in 2010, we had a few devices so-called connected across our professional life and personal life. If I fast forward that to 2015, you can see there's a cluster of devices, connected devices, across our work and professional and personal life. What this is telling us is the growth in the market, that various consumer markets as well as different variety of industries, new devices are coming into the market. Let's look at what is driving this market. By IDC, Gartner predicts that by 2020 there is going to be 25 billion devices, connected things. What this really means is it's not really whether it's a 25 billion or more. There are different analysis by different analyst companies, but the focus is on it's massive. At the same time, IDC predicts by 2020 there's going to be $1.7 trillion worth of market for IoT solutions. Let's look at some of the driving factors behind these numbers. If you see in the past few years, Moore's law as well as Metcalfe law, there are two aspects to this one. The first law held true, Moore's law, and we are able to package more registers per density and thus able to produce more computing power. It's more accessible. At the same time, based on Metcalfe's law, we are able to interconnect these devices and produce more connected things in the world. Now, if I take this into and then see what's the revenue opportunity based on 2014 market analysis, it's close to $2.229 trillion. But let's focus on manufacturing. It was $472 billion. The projection for 2018 is going to be, look at the manufacturing, it's $913 billion. This is where the focus on the manufacturing is huge. The scale and size and potential revenue by deploying IoT solutions is very huge. Let's take a look at this a little more detail. What is driving all these numbers? IoT, why we always had variety of control systems historically in traditional manufacturing process, industry plants, and likewise. Why is it happening now? First of all, hardware is very cheap. The ability to manufacture components and devices at a very cheap rate has become easy, and the connectivity is very pervasive. You have an ability to connect variety of protocols and many different types of connectivity services are available. At the same time, development has become very easy. With the open source and many of the advancement in the whole development arena, it has become very easy to develop variety of tool sets and services and protocols and so forth. All of this combined, the IoT provides a huge benefits, and that is what is fueling this demand. And it's not only just allowing it for huge benefits, it's also ability to discover and innovate new business scenarios, start driving new revenue opportunities, and so forth. But when you look at it, how do we get started? What is happening? Where for the industries, when they look at it, the first thing you need to do is being able to establish a clear business case. What problem are you going to solve in your particular industry, and how do we? And you have to look at it how to connect a few devices and being able to scale them when needed. You want to be able to analyze your data, that this is untapped data that is coming from the telemetry of your connected devices. And then you want to be able to visualize the important aspects of the data. This is again covered in the partner series in the Power BI series. And you want to be able to integrate these actionable insights with your business so that you can take advantage of the IoT. Let's focus very narrowly on the manufacturing industry. Consider the value of IoT in your manufacturing plant. You will be able to get a better visibility into your appropriate KPIs and more efficient management. For example, by adding a temperature sensors to more accurately measure the environment and stress on your equipment, just allows you to optimize the maintenance schedule and reduce equipment downtime, which enables, by enabling this connected endpoint to issue, maintenance orders and capture usage patterns and request inventory replenishment, and being able to, operate all of this in just near real time. Combine this data from a plant floor and your other data assets, and you can apply advanced analytics for predictive models that discover patterns before something goes wrong. Okay, this really enables real-time troubleshooting and repair of machineries, as well as the production management from remote locations. Equipment workers with all the relevant information, they are able to get the data just in their hand in dashboard in near real time, and present the data as to use in the dashboards and view advanced data visualizations. So let's look at an example. One of our customer, Thyssen Group. Thyssen Group is a global equipment manufacturer. They manufacture elevators. They have about million plus elevators in place, deployed to customer place. They just not only manufacture, but they also provide maintenance services for all these million plus deployments. Their biggest challenge is they look at their business strategy and how to stay relevant in the upcoming decade. What they have discovered is through the analysis and the industry analysis, that by 2025 there's going to be 3 billion more people living on this earth, and more people. That means every 7 in 10 people are going to be living in the major metro cities. That means there's going to be several large building infrastructures and shopping malls and likewise. For them, what they looked at from their business strategy is they looked at how to stay relevant in this growing market is to be able to provide a reliable elevator service so that people don't get stranded in the elevators, and then they are able to manage and maintain the elevators more efficiently. So with this understanding, they focused on being able to build more reliability with the operational aspects of their elevators. So they deployed several sensors by partnering with one of the industrial grade sensors partner, and across all their elevators, and they're able to now they're collecting all the data, variety of data from both elevators as well as the surroundings frame of the elevator system, and thereby they're able to start mining that data in near real time and being able to analyze and start applying a predictive maintenance algorithms to be able to reliably predict, what's the ideal life for a gear, for example, and based on the real time analytics, they are able to predict what is the real time wear after the gear, and then they are able to determine, if it should be serviced before the before the real time of the gear versus the real time. So they are able to so that they can schedule servicing of the particular parts for a particular elevator story. So next, look at the defining. Let's define what is comprised of Internet of Things. There are four main items in the Internet of Things. The first thing is, of course, the things, which are sensors, including your equipments on the manufacturing floor to the equipments that build your products, such as robots and machineries, your logistics, distributions channels, the cars, motors, trucks, and all those items. Then being able to connectivity is the second thing, so being able to connect your devices to the internet. The third one is the data that is coming out of these equipments and these things. The fourth one is being able to analyze all of this in the real time as well as historical purposes. Now let's put all these things together in a service pattern and then see how the data flows. So here I have verticals of a series of data pipeline for IoT. I'm showcasing some of the Microsoft Azure IoT services. So the names of the services are just for being able to articulate the data flow in this pipeline. The main point I want to drive here is what we call as a hot path and a cold path. The first one is, let's look at when we call a hot path, it's a real-time analytics. It's also in-motion data, being able to analyze that. It's a fast-moving data. So what happens in this case is your things are producing data all the time, and you have Azure IoT Hub, which is our ingestion service. It's being able to ingest millions of messages from millions of devices. And next thing is you want to be able to take that ingested data and then being able to analyze real time. That's our stream analytics service. It's able to distinguish between and identify patterns, and then being able to notify the user. So from there, you can actually take that data that you're analyzing and store into a variety of sources. For example, here I'm storing a SQL database. It can be many different, any other format as well. From the storage, as you are doing real-time analytics, you can use a variety of services across the presentation and actions to be able to use, it could be a website using Azure website. It could be a mobile app using our mobile services. You can probably use a notification hub service to send alerts to the end users. It can be a Power BI for analytics as well as other external services. So this is whole streamline, the data flow path is about hot path. Now let's look at what's called as a cold path. This is really about the big data aspect. This is the data at rest, which is usually a historical data. This is where we are trying to apply predictive analytics. Let's see how this path looks like. Again, same thing, we have ingested the data with the IoT Hub, and instead of trying to send it to stream analytics to perform a real-time analytics, we are trying to store that into some sort of storage, which is the right format based on the data that is coming in. It could be a table format, a blob storage for images and audio, video type of files. It could be a documentum DB, for example, your data is coming in a JSON format. It could be SQL database as well. So once from the storage, it goes into HD inside. That's really the big data analytics. You can use any flavor that's available for you. And from there, you are able to apply machine learning language algorithms for a variety of analytics. And let's say, for example, in this case, we are applying for predictive analytics. So the machine learning is able to digest all this data and then start building the models. We're training that model. And from there, it's able to provide actionable insights for us. Again, you can consume a variety of services, websites to Power BI to any other external services. So we looked at two concepts, the hot path and the cold path. Let's look at the first strategy I want to introduce is when you are deploying your IoT solution is for you to look at the operational efficiency. In this case, you are trying to connect the devices and monitor the telemetry. You are also able to track those device states. You are able to identify the device based on the location, geographical location. You're able to identify and monitor and track the health of your devices. At the same time, you also want to be able to apply rules and generate alerts based on to be able to trigger alerts so that you can go and apply the feedback and improve your operational efficiency. In the second phase is all about business intelligence. You want to be able to analyze and visualize data from the devices you connected. You want to be able to discover patterns in devices, data using a variety of analytics such as predictive analytics. You want to operationalize these insights to improve your things and your process in real time. The third phase of the IoT business maturity model is being able to combine your IoT data and your line of business data with the advanced analytics to power new services and revenue streams. This will allow you to expand into new adjacent businesses and opens up the doors for creating a new partnership opportunities to expand your business. With the IT, in order for IoT to be successful, you have to, if you look at the historically, in the manufacturing plant, you have operational technology. At the same time, you have information technology. Traditionally, these two groups have worked in separate. Now, in order for IoT to be successful, you want to be able to combine IT and OT technologies and connect those data points so that you can generate insights. You can generate more insights with your system. Microsoft's strategy for building your IoT solutions is by starting with your existing devices and your existing line of business applications that you already have. So that means your upfront cost to start your IoT project is very low. The first thing is utilize the services and the Azure IoT cloud services to jumpstart your efforts. Right? The second step is being able to combine the data that you already are collecting and then connecting with your existing line of business applications, and then using analytics tools to generate new insights, which can provide new insights into generating new revenue opportunities, new business opportunities, new partnerships, and thereby you again go back by going back into adding new devices based on the feedback, and maybe add new assets and new services and new data. Next, I want to provide a quick demo on how one of our customers deployed Azure IoT services and how they have significantly transformed their business. So Rolls-Royce makes the engines for plane jets, and almost many major plane manufacturers use their jet engines. I'm going to switch to a demonstration now. So this is the solution for Rolls-Royce that they deployed using our Azure IoT solutions. This is the dashboard where you can see all the planes across the globe that are using Rolls-Royce engines, and they are able to see the flight paths. They are able to see the fleet status for each of those deployed the flights that are scheduled, the maintenance is scheduled, the regular maintenance, the on-time performances, the schedule stress, the overall operating performance, some interesting KPIs here. What I want to show here is every engine has a sensors that are that are monitored live. Now, what I'm going to show you is, as an administrator, I'm going to go look for the first warnings that I'm going to see here. The first one I'm going to click here. So that narrows down to a plane actually live in the Germany. So I'm going to narrow down into the plane aspects itself to see what is going on, where it is standing right now. So it is actually taxied in a tarmac inside an airport. I can see the pilot information, the flight path information, as well as the other flight details, and further I can see aircraft system details inside. So let me go back and see one of the first item here, and I can actually see inside in live how this particular engine is performing. But at the same time, I see that there is a warning for maintenance of this particular item. So I'm going to go click and open this one. I can pretty much see the complete details of this, the pump aspect details here, and I can see what is going on with this pump here. So I can pretty much look at request for maintenance here, and then I see what is going on here with this primary fuel pump aspect. The life expectancy is based on this. This is the ideal curve. But then based on a real-time analytics, I'm able to track how the pump is performing, and it looks like based on where it is today, it's going to actually be going bad in a few days, much before the actual scheduled maintenance. This is the predictive maintenance. I'm able to predict based on the real-time analytics, and then I can pretty much actually live create a ticket for a technician to address this one, and then actually make sure the necessary parts are also picked up, and then have the technician arrive at the location and update all the records, and then confirm. Now you can see the system is able to perform all those necessary tasks, being able to schedule the technician, being able to acquire those necessary pump replacements, and have technician come in as soon as the plane lands there, and perform the updates. This completes the demo. What we saw here is how manufacturing companies are applying IoT solutions and being able to transform their industry. This completes the series 1. Let's, in the next series, episode 2 and episode 3, we will look at the next set of strategies and business maturity models. And my name is Rajesh Agadi. Thank you for watching MTC Studio.